Sige, Director, ito pong first quarter nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill. Gaano po kahanda itong OCD Calabarzon dito sa event na to na mangyayari po bukas?
Well, of course, kailangan po tayong handa 24/7, right? Even if wala pong NSED, we have to, of course, be always prepared ang region and also down to the LGUs. So, of course, this NSED is CIMEX. So, dapat hindi nga ma-practice to. Dapat, whatever happens, that we will see how we all will respond to the 7.2 magnitude earthquake drill.
Bakit of all places po dito sa Calabarzon, ito yung napili natin itong Santa Rosa City?
Why Santa Rosa? Well, Calabarzon were considered also Greater Metro Manila. And according to FIVOX, and of course, the fault line reaches until Calamba. So, if the 7.2 magnitude earthquake really happens and the epicenter will be in Metro Manila, affected po tayo ang San Pedro down to Calamba, Laguna. So, we chose Santa Rosa within the area. So, one of the LGUs that will be affected by this earthquake. And we identified, when we looked at all the areas, we identified Santa Rosa as one of the will be affected. And Santa Rosa is an industrial area. So marami po tayong, nandito po ang Toyota, nandito po ang Coca-Cola, nandito po ang New Valley. So marami po mga areas dito na dapat natin tutukan.
Kumpara po sa mga previous na mga nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill, ano po yung mga changes, ano po yung mga improvements na i-incorporate po o aasahan, i-expect po natin mga kababayan dito sa first quarter nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill itong bukas?
I guess when it comes to any disaster, number one is communication. We have to have good communication with all the LGUs from the regional up to the national and from the regional down to the local. So I think that's one important thing we have to test is the communications between each other.
And yung mga drill po, yung mga response,
Yes.
yung mga responder scenarios, ano po yung mga may expect po natin, Director?
So one will be fire, one will be vehicle extrication, mga aksidente while driving sa lakas ng earthquake. Siguro hindi niya makontrol yung car, accident. We also have a hazard material. That's kind of new because we did a hazard material because of our industrial parks here. But if there's an industrial leak, toxic leak, how we're gonna control that? So BFP will handle that. So we will see which agencies will come in. DPWH for the clearing operations. But one important thing also I focus on Santa Rosa is because of the industrial parks. We have LTI, and we need to see their preparedness also. And one is Enchanted Kingdom. We have in the Philippines, we have one of the biggest theme parks here in the Calabarzon area, here in Santa Rosa. So what if the 7.2 magnitude earthquake hits and we have people in Enchanted Kingdom? How will Enchanted Kingdom or how will we react to that disaster?
And one also of the notable improvement siguro yung partnership with the private sector.
Correct. Yes, we have Angkas. So Angkas will be joining us. Angkas is the private sector. They will help us go around the area, check the area with the private sector. And of course, with the private sector close partnership with us, it'll be an easy, how do you say it, collaboration within the government and the private sector, and we'll be in sync when it comes to a disaster like this.
Ito po, Director, kasi pag sinabi kasing NSED, parang doon na tayo sa dock, cover, and hold.
Yes.
So dapat, it should be beyond that eh.
Correct.
Parang ano dapat yung maging thinking na tumatak sa mga tao na hindi lang siya dock,
Yes.
cover, and hold. Kasi yun, gagawin mo yun pag nangyayari yung
Correct.
yung earthquake. So ano po yung take natin dito?
So I guess what I want to tell the public is it's the before the earthquake and of course during the earthquake and after. We do the dock cover and hold during the earthquake when it's happening. But how do we be prepared before this event happens? Before this actual 7.2 magnitude earthquake? Handa ba ating mga pamilya na mangyari to? Second, when the earthquake happens, dock cover and hold, what do we do after? Do we have a plan? I'm talking about tayo within our family, friends. How prepared are we na tayo ating mga kapamilya, yung mga anak natin na nasa school, paano sila i-contact. So I want people to realize that preparedness is very important before a disaster, during and after a disaster.
Kasi we're talking about the muscle memory na
Yes.
dapat maging part siya ng consciousness ng
Correct.
tao. Si Director,
Yes.
reiterate lang po yung point.
Basically, what you're saying, sir, is the muscle memory. We see this in Japan. You know, I've seen videos na mga little kids in Japan, pag mag-earthquake, automatic. Ang galing, they're 6-year-old, 7-year-olds, but they know what to do. So we should be the same. We shouldn't panic, and automatic, when it happens, sanay po tayo, and it would be nice if we teach this also to our family. Consciousness, basically. That when something happens, especially an earthquake, something we cannot predict. Iba kasi ang earthquake, ang bagyo, we can see it coming. Ang earthquake po, it can happen anytime. So yun ang big difference, I think, sa disaster when it comes to earthquake.
Okay, lastly na lang po, anong panawagan natin sa ating publiko na seryosohin talaga itong earthquake drill?
Correct.
Kasi it shouldn't be just a drill.
Yes.
So dapat talaga seryosohin, parang maging part talaga ng consciousness and priority ng bawat Pilipino.
Correct. Sa mga kababayan kong hindi lang taga Calabarzon, sa buong Pilipinas, we have to take this seriously. The Office of Civil Defense, we do this to prepare our citizens for a worst-case scenario. Our Civil Defense Administrator, Undersecretary Nepomuceno, always reminds us that preparedness is key. We have to be conscious with our surroundings. We have to be prepared when it comes before the earthquake, during, and after the earthquake. And we want to spread this NSED, not just in the government, not just in the schools, but the whole private sector and everyone in the Philippines na when it comes to any kind of drill, we have to take it seriously. Bawat segundo mahalaga. Sabay-sabay po tayo mag-duck, cover, and hold. Bukas na po, March 13, ang nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill. Alas 3 ng hapon, tandaan, ligtas ang bayan kung handa ang mamamayan.